All right, hello, Marcus.
Hello?
That wasn't real life. That was me. That wasn't. Marcus didn't hear that. Uh,
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. Uh, Not to me, it isn't. I met
Yeah,
Marcus
right.
and I said, "Forget about you."
Right.
So, Marcus, you have walked into these ruins, and all of a sudden, you found yourself on top of this stone tiled platform, surrounded by nothingness. Uh, I haven't written a new metaphor, and I've already used the one that I have for everybody else. So, uh, the nothingness is. It's like the first time as a child that Marcus woke up in the dark, expecting it to be light, and for a moment was worried that everything was gone. It's like that everywhere that you look, except for down, where you see this massive globe that shows Walharn, and then your companions are there around you, but they seem to be moving like they're moving like them, but it's more like they stand still, and then just with sort of normal speed they go to a position that maybe they are actually doing, but it seems off somehow. It seems like they are being controlled by impossibly talented puppeteers or something. But when you look on their faces, it seems like they are in control. It's just that they aren't emoting as much as they should be, and when they look at you and open their mouths to talk, their mouths are moving very slow, and they're not saying anything. Uh, all of a sudden, around the perimeter of the platform that you are on, these four staircases appear. And each of the ones, besides the one that is on the northern leftmost side of the platform, each of them seem to be like illusions. They're sort of translucent. This one, however, appears solid. And you see Marahim immediately dart up the stairs at one end. Akka comes over and tries to touch you on the arm, and you recognize that you've been clapped on the side. Someone has tried to touch you and they've succeeded. But that's not a sensation that you feel on your arm. It's like your brain registering. Like it's like your arm is numb, but your arm isn't numb. And then you see both Akka and Althea open their mouths, their expressions not matching the speed at which they're opening their mouths. And then they both turn, and Akka goes up the stairs here, and Althea up the stairs here. And you are left standing on the platform.
Um, so, clarifying question. Were they here when I walked in, or was there like a brief moment where I was alone?
Oh yeah, you were the first one in. There was a brief moment where you were alone. I'm sorry.
Okay. Um, and then I will reach into my uh, robes, I guess I kind of robes that I wear, and I will check to see if the terrarium I have on me still contains Barbara, my pet scorpion.
Indeed it does.
Yeah, all right then, Barbara. I think we're gonna go through this sort of strange spot. Um, Glad you're along for the ride. Just gonna head up these stairs here. I'm sure everything's fine. Um, yeah, and I'll just slowly start walking. I'm kind of looking over the edge. I guess I'm probably close to the edge, trying to take it all in. Am I getting closer to the globe, or is it like still, um, like very far away, seemingly?
Yeah, it is at least like a 300-foot drop.
Okay. Um, yeah, and sorry, I guess I assume, is it a globe or is it like a flat disc?
Looking down at it, it's a globe. Like you can see
Okay,
the
yeah,
curve. The top of it is
there's a
closer to
curvature.
you than yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay. Yeah, you continue to climb. Um, and as you are climbing, the stairs begin to sort of wobble when you step onto them. It's kind of like stepping on like an old rope bridge, where it just sort of feels like there's a little bit of give when you step down, and a few times you're a little nervous because it actually feels like it is shifting underneath you. But you walk up and it seems like, oh no, it is sturdy. And then you start to feel like your skin is reacting to something, like your skin is bubbling, not in a necessarily a bad way, just in a way that's certainly not familiar to you.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a good way your skin can bubble then.
You haven't dipped yourself in a vat of pop rocks after a
Yeah,
long
fair
swim.
enough.
But you see to your left as you are climbing, with each bounce, you begin to see this sort of, in the midst of the darkness, you begin to see these shifting figures of light. You see a woman. She looks Yornish. You see her. She looks like she's mid-30s, maybe. You see her at her wedding, uh, walking a short distance to an aisle. And on either side of the aisle, there are people sitting in what look like tiny chairs, and all of the people are almost ant-sized compared to this woman. And then you realize that actually they're normal-sized. It's just that this is from the perspective of someone who is the size of this giantess. And she's walking towards a man who is of equal size to her, and she reaches the aisle, and you see them share their first kiss as a married couple. You see more elements. You see the two of them making their own house. Seems to be slightly larger than a normal person's sized house would be. And then you see the two of them as giants together, building smaller houses and christening them and letting, new families enter them on their own. And each of the times that the image shifts to a new one of these gifts, the two of them look a little bit older. The man slowly starts to get thinner and thinner. And you see that she is constantly checking on his safety after a while, making sure that his breathing's alright, his eyes aren't filling with sweat. And then you look to your right, and can you remind me what the name of Marcus's druid circle was?
He is a Circle of the Moon druid.
Sorry, I meant like the named one in his backstory.
Ooh, I will need to remind myself. I don't know if I gave it a name.
I thought that it did. Hey, buddy, don't do that.
Yeah, sorry, I'll need to pull it up then.
That was me talking to my dog. not not saying, hey, buddy, don't do that. Forget.
The Ashwood Commune.
Ashwood Commune. Yeah, you begin to see your memories of the Ashwood Commune. And it's, sort of the time of peace and some level of reaching yourself. It seems to be mostly the happier memories, but then there are a few as you climb towards what you can see is a standing platform with a silvery door frame at the top. You might see some of the bad ones, but you actually feel like you can reasonably shake those off if you don't want to see them.
Yeah, I think that I will try to be equally indifferent towards both the good memories and the bad memories, but I don't know how successful I would be at moving past both of them. I think there's an equal draw for Marcus for both of them that he is trying to uh, replace with the novelty of going towards this silver platform?
Yeah. Make a insight check with advantage.
Okay. 25.
Okay, yeah, you managed to actually keep your head pretty straight, so that you are not gazing out towards the right.
But I will say I still have the terrarium in my hand. And I'll say, yeah, Barbara, some great spiders back there. You would have really liked them, but I know that sometimes you like to eat spiders, so probably it's best that you didn't get a chance to meet them. Yeah, anyway, head on up here.
Yeah, and so you do, and you reach the silvery door, and you have the chance to walk through. It seems like there is just like not daylight, but like a very very large burning lantern light is coming through the archway that you can see.
Yeah, and I'll just continue through.
Okay. You continue through, and you find yourself in a very strange room. It feels like you were in the lower room of like a castle, um, and there is just sort of natural limestone underneath you, carved into a flat surface. But then you see there are a number of ditches, and they have been filled with sewage water by the looks of it. And across the floor, there are these large, long chains. And you can see there are 3 tunnels that each lead up.
Okay. And it seems like is this to scale more or less in terms of like getting across the
Yeah.
sewage? Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. So I will walk up. What can I see of the tunnels? Are they of the same stone?
No, they seem to be like arched cobblestones sort of mortared together.
Okay. And is there anything distinguishing between the 3 of them, or are they pretty similar in construction? It's just their placement.
Make a nature check.
Okay. 20.
Okay. You see that this one over here, there is an amethyst inlaid next to the stone. It's shaped almost like a doorknob, but it's just really, really small. This one, same thing, but with a pearl. And then this one, same thing with a sapphire.
Okay. Yeah, Barbara, I think that, the conversation's been kind of one way here, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, and I'll pull out the wand and cast Speak with Animals. And I'll try to kind of tightrope across this sewage on top of this chain, if it's large enough. I guess I don't know if it's large enough.
Yeah, it is. The chains are basically to scale
Okay.
for you. So they are large enough. I will need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Saving throw?
Sorry, an acrobatics check. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is what I meant.
19.
All right.
Rolling well.
Yeah, you make it all the way across this gap. You do not touch any of the water, and you touch down, and you feel the wobble is very similar to the stairs, but you're used to it now. That's
Right.
you came up on the stairs. And as you cross it, though, you feel that familiar bubbling feeling on each of your arms. And looking down, you can see that beneath the water on certain parts of this floor, the ditches seem to actually be the product of acid seeping up from below.
And is that what the green stuff is representing?
That is, yeah.
Okay.
You can see it pretty easy once you are closer to it. And it's basically just like you're constantly getting goosebumps, and then they're going away, and then they're coming back.
Sure.
That's the feeling of it. But you've made it across, and Barbara just goes, "Kill."
Well, I guess I don't really see anything here. But if you're hungry, maybe we could keep an eye out for some uh, cockroaches or something like that. And I'm
Hunger.
gonna start heading down um, this tunnel,
Yeah.
and I'll try to do the same thing with this chain to cross.
Okay. Yeah. Can you make another acrobatics check? And do it
I
with
can.
oh well. All right.
Natural 20.
You yeah, you managed to just leap on right across there. And then you see there is a bit more water, but it is much shallower here.
Uh-huh.
So you feel like you could probably manage to make it across without having to make any sort of check.
Okay.
And
I think I would still try to take the chain across because of the acid.
sure.
But yeah, right, sounds good.
Okay.
This is the one with the sapphire, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
You make it past where there is any water, and you find yourself climbing up an incline. I will need you to make a athletics check because you eventually reach a point where your legs are too short to keep going, and you just barrel down and start dogging it up there.
This is the best I've rolled in a long time.
Altogether, your four limbs manage to carry you up towards what is a level surface. And once you reach the top of that level surface, you find that you are in a room that is painted the color of sapphires. Looking around you, you see that there are these small porcelain chairs, like the size that Barbara could probably sit in. And you see that there is actually someone sitting in one of the chairs, tiny. It is Dalbert, the gravedigger that you saw before.
Oh, hello. I'm Marcus from before. This is Barbara. I don't think you got a chance to meet her. Um,
Oh,
and I don't know if I caught your name, but I see you got lost in here too.
no, I did not have the pleasure of introducing myself to you personally or meeting your friend, Barbara. Um, and he stands up, and when he stands up, you see he grows back to his human size.
Yeah.
No, I'm not actually lost. I'm here to try to help you.
All right. Yeah, that's great. I am a little lost in here myself. Me and Barbara, we're just gonna try to walk through here. I noticed my friends also came in here and couldn't quite talk to them or reach out to them or them to me. So it'd be just great if you could help me with them.
Yes, I certainly could. Tell me, Marcus, you are a druid, correct? You speak to animals. You work with the land.
Oh yeah, I love animals. Some of my best blokes are animals actually.
Of course, Barbara, yeah, for example.
Yeah, you got it.
I was wondering, uh, Marcus, do you know anything of spirits?
Spirits, yeah. I guess I've heard about spirits, but can't say I know too much about them.
Well, I am in fact a spirit. Apologize for my deception outside, but
Sweet ass mate. Yeah, no, it's nice to meet you then.
it is a pleasure.
Barbara, this guy's a spirit. How
Yes.
about that?
Um, I am a spirit. I have been trapped in this place for some few years. I am able to communicate with the outside world in a illusory form that I projected out. Um, I was hoping that we could help each other. I am able to move freely between the different parts of this space, while you, I do not believe, will be able to move as quickly.
You all right? Guess if you need some help, I'd be happy to help you out. Seem like an all right bloke.
Oh, wonderful. Um, I will. I will give you a way to move forward. It will be helpful. Um, and I will give you a bit of advice. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. If you meet a man who everyone else here calls Harold, he is tricking them. He's making them believe that he is their very best friend, but he is. He is the reason that we are trapped here.
Oh, yeah. It's awfully tricky, kind of like you. You kind of pulled a trick on us outside.
I did not want you to come in. You simply darted past me before I could give my warning.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Very well, keep an eye out for him. Thanks for the warning.
Very well. And would you like my my blessing?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Very well. And he steps forward and holds out his hand and says, "May I touch your forehead?"
No, yeah, go ahead.
And he presses his thumb into your forehead. And you feel a momentary burning. And he says, "Sorry, sorry."
Ugh.
It's not
Yeah,
enough
she'll be all right.
that you take any damage.
Sure.
And he says, "All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, well, sorry, 1 second. For Barbara, too?
Oh, are you sure?"
Well, I guess I could ask you. Barbara, do you want a blessing from our new friend here?
Want spiders?
Yeah, I think Barbara's actually a little more interested in some food. Do you have any spiders or cockroaches or something like that? I think cockroaches are a little better for a figure, but sometimes she likes to splurge on spiders.
How about my blessing to her is one spider and one cockroach?
Yeah, wonderful. All right, then. Yeah, I think you're going to get some food here, then, Barbara?
You watch, he waves his hand over the top of the terrarium, and you just see Barbara is housing a entire cockroach.
Hell yeah.
And then there is a
Yeah.
spider that is like going backwards away from Barbara.
You think your blessing's a little better than mine, actually, there, Barbara? Mine kind of hurt.
Oh, well, yours will be helpful. I've given you the gift of, you will be able to, heal sort of, at will a few times, every few hours.
Oh, sweet ass. All right.
Okay. And then he says, "Very well. And by the way forward is," and he moves to the center of the room and he kicks something, and you just hear the like clattering of a tin box, and it, like you actually see a box come into being and roll away from what you see is a small like sapphire bottle that is built into the room.
Mhm.
And he says, "It took me weeks to figure this one out." So. If you have a way to get through, that is the way forward. Who would you like me to go and help next? Of your friends?
Yeah, I mean, Aka over there was trying to get a hold of me, so maybe you could lend him a hand, I think.
Oh, very well. I will go and speak with Aka. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. See you soon then.
Yeah, and he gives you a bow, and then he steps away. Like and when I say steps away, I mean like he takes a step, and you just see a silvery arch appear, and he steps through it,
Nice.
like sideways.
And then I'll continue through the path that he showed me.
Oh, so the path is literally like a wine bottle sized sapphire. Like it's 2 inches at the top that you would be.
Okay, I misunderstood then.
Sorry. Yeah, it is like a bottle that is built into the floor, coming up. Maybe like 1.5 inch wide gap at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll walk up to it and I guess examine it. And it's awfully strange then, Barbara. Guess you could fit in here. I'm kind of small, but not quite this small. I guess I'll look it over and look around in the room.
Fit through. I fit through. Yeah, in the room you just see there are 6 porcelain like doll chairs,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then you just see the sapphire walls. It looks like at one point there were more things in this room,
Sure.
and like you can see there is like dust, and there isn't dust at parts where there would have been like tables and that sort of thing. Um, you do feel like you were in kind of like a castle, like the servant's kitchen. That's kind of
Okay.
the shape of it. That's kind of the vibe that you're getting.
Can I pick up the? Sorry, it's like a bottle.
So it is like the shape of a wine bottle,
Yeah,
but the bottom of it, it's like it's built into the floor.
it's like
Like
attached
it
to the floor.
is
Yeah, yeah,
sapphire growing up in
yeah.
the shape of a bottle.
Right. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'll like get down close to it on my knees and try to like pull up against like I'll try to pull it off of the floor, and I guess it doesn't budge.
Yeah, it doesn't
Um,
really have any give.
right. Is the floor made of sapphire as well, or is it some sort of rock?
It is sapphire, but examining it, it's almost like there's like you wouldn't know what this is, but it's like glitter inside of it
Okay,
when you
yeah.
look at it.
Uh, um, hmm. Is there anything inside of the bottle that I can see?
When you look in, you actually see what looks like. Make a perception check.
Yeah. Perception. 22.
Yeah. Looking into it, you can see what looks like. It's like it looks further away than the bottom of a natural wine bottle would be, but it looks like there is like calm, moving water.
Interesting. Um, okay. Yeah, I will say. All right then, Barbara. I think I'm gonna turn into a fly here, so it'd be great if you didn't eat me. But I guess that when I turn into a fly, you kind of become part of me.
I
I
would
know that's
not.
awfully
I
strange.
would not eat you.
Yeah. All right. Aces then, Barbara. Yeah, and I'll wild shape into a fly, and I'll fly inside of the bottle.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. When you come through the bottle, you fly down, and as soon as you fly down, you realize that you are above what seems to be an endless stretch of ocean. Uh, in all of the ways that you can see, there is no land. You are just above the water.
Um, I will attempt to call Pamela my water soul bond.
Yeah. Okay. What species is Pamela?
Pamela's a jellyfish.
Okay. Yeah. What size are you calling?
The big one.
All right. You call upon Pamela, and I do not have a jellyfish.
Yeah, I don't think I've given you one. Sorry.
It's not your fault. So Pamela the jellyfish will be
An octopus is kind of close. We could use the octopus
Mr.
token.
Ham.
Oh, even better.
Okay. So you call upon her, and she comes up and sort of surfaces,
Yeah.
and you feel like so there is a level of connection that you have to a soul bond naturally,
Uh,
and Pamela seems just confused as all fuck on how she got here.
sure. I'll land as a fly on top of her and then turn back into my halfling form.
Yeah.
and I will cast Speak with Animals again with the wand, because I'm sure that 10 minutes has passed in this time. And I'll say, yeah, all right then, Pamela, kind of a strange place, isn't it?
Uh, yeah, mate. I'm a bit confused, to be honest.
Yeah.
Here?
You got the whole gang together a couple days ago. They all said hi, but, it was one of those land sort of,
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
sometimes I can be there, sometimes I can't. This isn't happening yet.
Um,
So, what are we doing? How did I get here? Where am I?
yeah, great question. I don't really know the answer to that. It's kind of like an endless sea sort of situation, I'd say.
Oh, hate those. Well, actually, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of your thing.
That's my
Have you
main
met
thing.
Barbara yet, by the way? This is Barbara. And I'll pull out the terrarium.
Kill.
Yeah, no, yeah,
No.
Barbara's all right. You don't need to kill her.
Hold on, Australian. Now?
No, there's more R at the end.
Now.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess we're trying to get out. Arca is stuck in here as well as the other lions that we have been hanging around with lately. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss actually for what to do. Any ideas here,
Oh,
Pamela?
thing, thing is there, Marcus, I don't, this doesn't feel like a real ocean to me.
Yeah, I kind of get that
Like,
vibe too, actually.
so, I don't know, like, which way is to the shore, and it's bothering me. Everything seems really far away, and I don't feel like there's any like natural stuff below me.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over the edge of the surface to Pamela and just see if I can see any like shadows in the water or any other
Yeah,
things below.
you
I mean, I don't
don't.
know how clear it is.
Well, you don't,
Um,
and it is really, really clear.
yeah,
Like
well,
almost like you know enough about the sea, even though Marcus is not a sailor, to know
right.
that as far away from land as you supposedly are, the water should not. It should look a lot deeper. Um, and right now, like you can tell that it is deep, but it's because you can see way further down than you should normally be able to.
Right, sure.
And then something strange happens. You see a boat. Almost like it is in the water, but it's almost like it is flying. And it comes to you, and it comes up, and it just like bounces off of Pamela's head. She goes, "Oh,
Yeah, all right.
dickhead!"
Easy there. Um, there's a bit of a boat here. Uh, Pamela, I know I'm on your head. You probably want to get back into the water. I'm gonna just try to step onto this boat here.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you want me to trail along? Just make sure nothing untoward's happening.
Yeah, that'd be all right. But I know this is kind of a strange place, so if you would want to go back home,
Okay.
please, get on.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
if you don't like being
Sorry,
here,
not talking to you, Marcus. Sorry.
uh,
What's that? Oh, all right, you Ripper. Yeah. Somebody else is coming, and I think you can trust them.
oh, well, yeah, sounds good. Who's that then? You got a new friend here, Pamela?
What's your name? Mookie.
Yeah, Mookie. I can't really see you there.
Oh, he's not here yet. And then you
Oh,
see next to the boat, orf, 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 a seal pop up.
all right then. Nice to meet you then, Mookie. I'm Marcus. You've already met Pamela. This is Barbara here.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just kind of in this endless ocean sort of situation.
Oh, yeah. I want to help. I want to help you get out, so I can show you which way to go.
That's awfully kind of you then, Mookie.
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
Barbara, I think we got Pamela, rather. We've got Mookie here. You can head on home if you want. You could stick around if you'd like to. It's kind of your choice.
And then the boat starts to move, and Family goes, "Oh, that's much faster than I can move. So, I guess I'll leave."
All right, nice to see you, Pamela. I know we don't get to see each other a lot. Or you're already gone then. All right, that's fine.
And then when you actually take a seat, sorry, just because something happens when you take a seat.
Yeah, I would take a seat anyways if it's
You
moving on its own.
hear a familiar voice.
Hey, it's Marcus from the past 5 years of our life from before. If you get this, just to let you know that Gravedigger is some kind of an evil spirit, and he's attacking this place, and you need to look out for him. He's already hurt me, and I may have accidentally revealed some things because I thought he was a good guy. Please be safe, and I'm trying to figure this place out and save us.
And then the voice is gone.
Yeah, Barbara, did you hear Aka there? Was that just me in my head?
Heard nothing.
Yeah. And nothing. Oh, yeah, wow.
And you
right.
get the sense that this boat was sent to you by Akka.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Aka, you always got my back then, don't you? Thanks, buddy. And I'll just kind of like pat the boat. All right then, Mookie. Well, where are we headed then?
We're going west.
Yeah, can't really get my bearings in here.
Sorry,
Interesting.
west is this way.
Oh, great. Yeah. All right then. And I'll start like trying to, I guess, paddle with the paddle, or is it still moving on its own?
It seems to be moving on its own once you say okay, like it starts to actually go really fast.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad about that because I don't think, Barbara, that I could have reached both of the paddles here. I think I just would have been going in a circle. If I...
And stroke. And as you're going, Mookie starts to do like the dolphin thing, where he's just like surfacing next to you, and
Yeah,
in
sure.
between his jumps, he's like, "So are you alive?"
Yeah, I hope so. I was alive last I checked, but this is kind of a strange place. What about you then, Mookie? How'd you get to this endless ocean?
Oh, I'm one of the mistress's soul bonds.
Mistresses. Yeah. And who's that again?
Oh, she's the mind you're inside of.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So what about that gravedigger bloke? What's his story?
I don't know. Who's a gravedigger?
Yeah, I know you said it was a bit of a spirit that's stuck in here. Said I needed to watch out for this Harold fella.
Oh no, Harold's a good guy.
Yeah, he said that Harold would say that. It's a
Well, I'm not
very
Harold.
Harold thing to say, I hear.
I'm not Harold. I don't think
all
I'm
right then.
Harold.
Oh, you seem awfully friendly to me there, Mookie.
I'm Mookie. Yeah, my name's Mookie.
Yeah. Right.
I'm one of the mistress's soul bonds. When she passed away, without her moving on, we can't move on.
Oh, yeah, sorry for your loss then, Mookie.
Thank you.
So where are we headed then?
We're heading to. I'm taking you to Draculon.
Cracklehorn. Oh, yeah. And where's that?
Oh, he's a guy.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
He's in the
Well,
jungle.
Yeah, jungle fella. All right.
Oh, he's a
Haven't-
friend of
haven't been
mine.
to the jungle. Is he another one of the mistress's soul bonds?
No, he's a memory.
Oh, a memory. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody you're
Alright.
gonna meet here who isn't a soul bond, or isn't alive, or isn't a spirit, like Libolul, or like Harold, they're gonna be either a memory or a piece of the mistress's personality being expressed. I don't really
Yeah, that's
get it, but that's
It's
what
pretty
Dracula
far out
says.
there, Mookie. I gotta say.
Well, you're pretty far out from land. That's just a water animal joke.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good one there, Mookie. I like that. Barbara, did you hear what he said? I said he was a bit far out, and then he said I was a bit far out from land.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Barbara liked your joke too.
Well, that's good. Hi, Barbara. I'm Mookie.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I introduced you. Yeah, Barbara, Mookie introduced himself. He's that bloke over there swimming.
Is Barbara one of your soul bots?
Yeah, nah, Barbara's just a friend.
Oh, gotcha.
But you met Pamela earlier.
Yeah.
She's a soul bond. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Pamela. Was very polite to me.
Yeah, she's great. Everybody loves Pamela.
Everybody loves Pamela. Okay. I won't fight you on that. And he is just crashing over, and you make it to the beach.
Yeah, well, that was a real pleasant ride there, Mookie. Thanks for the company. Always nice to meet another, well, not another, but someone else's soul bond.
Oh, do you not want me
Barbara
to come?
appreciated your joke. We'll remember that.
Do you not want me to come with you?
Oh, I figured this was more of a land sort of deal. Yeah.
And with that, you crest the land, and so does Mookie, who
Oh yeah.
comes up and goes, "Arr, arr," and you see he rolls over and does the like tapping his fat thing that seals do.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "I can be on land."
Yeah, a bit of an advantage you have over Barbara there, Pamela there, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry about that. I know I shouldn't flaunt my abilities.
Yeah, she'll be all right. We don't have to tell her.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's meet this Draculon fella. Was that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And the two of you start making your way through the jungle. There isn't a lion here. That's a cheetah, but it was called. It's the painting is jungle with lion. So I'm not the fool. it's the painter who called it a lion. But you see, it's like really dense sort of trees, and then you start to get to points where there are trees that look like they've been blasted away. Like there's just this perfectly spherical chunk that's taken out of several trees in a row, so that it looks like this 10 feet in diameter force just came through and went through several trees, so that their trunks are just some of them have semicircles on parts of them.
Right.
And you come to a building that seems to have been taken down, basically. There's just a single wall standing, and there are two posters on it.
Sorry, there are two what?
Posters, which are unfamiliar to Marcus.
Posters?
Yeah.
Huh.
You've seen theses posted on stuff, and you've seen some with illustrations even. But
Right.
these are intricate
Dormer
illustrations
posters.
on
Oh.
parchment.
Gotcha.
No, not like the Pink Floyd
Right.
album covers.
Velvet Underground with Nico. Banana.
Uh,
All right, Mookie, have you ever been here before? You met Draculon?
yeah. No, I talk to Draculon all the time.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, it's nice to be introduced. Yeah, and I'll just walk up to the posters and take a look.
Yeah, and what you see is, illustrated. You see the image of the Gravedigger, Dalbert, and beneath it you see avoid at all cost. Libellule.
Oh yeah, this is the bloke earlier who gave me his blessing and gave Barbara some food. But
Oh,
you're saying Aka actually said that he wasn't that great either. So
that's the Prince of Dragonflies. He's the one who's trying to consume the mistress.
yeah, that doesn't sound any good.
And you see it says Libellule, the Prince of Dragonflies, underneath it.
Gotcha.
And then directly next to it, you see a poster that is an image of a somewhat handsome human man. He's doing like it looks like he is posing for a painting. Like he's got his elbow on a table and then his hand under his chin. And he's looking off in the middle distance while kind of like angling himself so that it's the most flattering. And it says on top of the picture, it says "wanted" generally. And then beneath it says "Wizard Supreme Draculon."
Oh yeah, and this is that Draculon bloke you were talking about?
Yeah.
Seems like quite the character.
That's him.
Great.
I
Right.
feel like you're really getting the hang of this thing.
Yeah, well, a lot of people like me, we can read, so
Oh,
it's a bit of an
whoa.
advantage we have over you.
You can-
I'm sorry
you can
about
read?
that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. I wish that I could read, but you know what I can do? I can go in the water and the land.
And the land, yeah, no, that's great.
That's my advantage.
Yeah, no, just
I wanted him to sound like Patrick from SpongeBob, but he sounds like Yogi Bear.
right. I like that. Though. I like
Well, he's just a big goofball.
yeah, exactly.
You come to a clearing, and there are still all the jungle trees around you, but there is a weird, like, perfect cylinder clay tower. And then at the bottom you can see that there are like jutting protrusions for like actual living arrangements. But it is just this perfect clay tower ahead of you. And he says, "Okay, this is where Draculon is."
Oh, great. Yeah, thank you there, Mookie. We'll head on in then.
Yeah.
Hope you'll join us.
Oh, thank you. I was worried that you were going to ask me to leave again.
No, yeah, no, I like you coming along there, Mookie. Always nice to have another friend. Barbara's not quite the talker that you are.
Long without cockroaches.
Yeah, she's a little hungry again. Don't think there was much substance to the spirit cockroach that she got. Anyways, do you want to introduce me to Draculon then, Mookie?
Oh, sure.
Oh, great, yeah.
And he comes up and he lifts his flipper and goes. And then you hear, "Just a moment there!" And you hear footsteps coming, and you feel like you hear someone stand and then stop. And then the door just magically opens inward, and you see the gentleman from the poster. He's standing in fine black robes and tunic with like ruffles around the neck and all of the hands.
Nice.
And he has like peacock accents in all of his stuff. Like even though it's still black, he has like the peacock feather design. "Oh, Mookie, come in, please. Oh, and you've brought a friend. Hello there."
Yeah, hello, I'm Marcus, and this is Barbara.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. Oh, Barbara.
Yeah.
That was not my mother's name, but it was certainly a mother's name.
Yeah, I would guess so. There's plenty of mothers around. Anyways, Mookie was bringing me here, said that you might be someone to meet.
Oh, Mookie, good find, because this fellow, and he points like a little closer than, like his arm is more extended, and he's just pointing at your face. This fellow is alive.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's good to hear, actually. I was a little worried that I might not be, but...
No, you are in fact very alive. And that is very good, because Libellule is consuming more and more of the mistress every day. But with you, that's very good. And, Mookie, what's the news from Cornflower then? And Mookie says, "Oh, there's a wizard here named Merahim." "Oh, good. So there are 2 living souls at least. That's good."
Yeah, I'd say there's actually probably about 4.
4?
5 if you count Barbara, actually.
Oh, Barbara, of course. 5. Tell me, is Barbara... Has she laid eggs? Has she become a mother?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but Barbara and I, we just became friends not so long ago. I guess I could ask her. Yeah, Barbara. Draculon over here. From before, he wanted to know if you're a mother. Are you a mother?
No.
Yeah, no. She hasn't made that choice yet.
Ah, of course. Well,
Well, not yet. I don't want to put any words in her mouth.
Sure.
Maybe she's just not interested in being a mother.
hasn't met the right scorpion.
Sure.
Wants
Yeah.
to find a good bit of sand.
Well, may not even be interested, actually.
Could not
you know?
be. Could not be. Who says that every scorpion needs to lay eggs?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying here.
We're on the same page. And you see that next to the door on both sides, he has mirrors at exactly his head height.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, come in, come in, come in. I was in the middle of some experimentation. I have a duel later today, but that I don't see why that should get in the way of possibly saving my dearest friend. Come in. You see, basically, he does not have like a living space. It's just 2 work desks, a chair, which you see has, it has like these trays on the ground that have makeups, perfumes, and like scissors arranged around them, and then he has this massive chest that is filled with what look like purple gold coins. And then he has a small bed in the center of the room. I mean, small. It's ostentatious, but it's not as big as any of his other stuff.
Sure.
Right. Right. Okay. Now, Monsieur Marcus. Has Mookie explained everything to you? Are you abreast of the situation?
Yeah, you were saying that we're inside of a mistress of sorts, that you're a memory.
Yes.
I saw this wedding earlier. I'm guessing that might be the mistress.
Oh, you saw the mistress's wedding to Jacob. How very pleasant. I was able to attend, but I had to leave halfway through. Complications, that sort of thing. The adoring public. It was their day. Didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah, it's awfully kind of you.
Of course. Well, but I did leave them a gift, which was the most important thing. Let them know how much I can. So, yes, I am a memory. There was a living wizard, he could still be living for all I know, named Draculon. And I am based on Draculon. I am what the mistress maintains in her continued resting in undeath upon this realm. I am what remains of her memory of her time with him. And while of course it will cut my existence short, and I do not know what will happen next, I, just like everyone else here, frankly, would be happy to see the mistress pass on. And at the moment that includes getting rid of the Prince of Dragonflies, as he is called, the Dragonfly Man, as some of the more simplistic aspects of the mistress's personality call him, but I call him Libellule. Mookie, and he points at Mookie, is very strange. He's able to communicate with the other soul bonds in a way that the other soul bonds aren't able to do with each other. The 4 principal times of the mistress's life, the most important periods, we are unable to speak across them with each other. Mookie can somehow speak to them, so I am aware of what goes on after a fashion. We believe that this libellule creature that has entered the mistress's mind as of about 20 years ago, I think, based on the outside world, we believe that he is a former demon. He is the antagonist of some religion that has mostly been forgotten, but his legend persisted, and he's able to maintain enough power that he can sap some of the life force off of the mistress, most likely in hopes of enthroning himself yet again. So, we'd like to put a stop to that. Long and short of it. And I've got a gift for you. And all this
that's
time,
awfully
all
kind.
this time, he has been working on something.
Yeah.
And you see, it looks kind of like just a series of like wooden cubes in like a multi-pronged abacus. And like when he gets one to a point where it's like an abacus with rows and columns. And when he gets it to where the rods like meet, he can just sort of like really push, and these cubes will just move around one of them. And he does that for a little bit, and then he finally gets to where all of them seem to be in a place that he's satisfied with, and he lifts it up, and then he just slams it down on the table. And in its place, there is a necklace. It's a leather cord with a metal triangle on it.
Yeah, the only thing here, Draglon, is I guess I have some questions for you. And the first question is that I'm a little wary to take gifts here because, you know, when I had first met this Prince of Dragon Flies fellow, he seemed awfully nice, and he gave me his blessing. You know anything about that? About the blessing that I took? Because, you know, I would hate to... You seem like a great bloke, but I would hate to take a gift from you and then you turn out to also be some sort of spirit instead. And, you know, Mookie seems like a trustworthy bloke, but, you know, you could be tricking him in some way.
Hey, I hear you. Perfectly reasonable response.
Mhm.
Look,
Yeah.
if I got betrayed earlier today, and you came in here and were like, hey, put your complete faith in me, I'd probably give it pause, you know? I would probably say, oh no, sir. And he, like, wags his finger.
Yeah.
So, here's what I'll tell you. I'll hang on to this. If at any point you would like it while we travel together, you may ask for it. It would be good for you to have, but I won't force it on you. I am concerned with getting you to the end point. I'm concerned with getting you further than I am able to go.
Yeah.
And I think...
All right.
Sorry?
Mookie, do you sure you are all right with this Draculon fellow?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, if Mookie vouches for you, then well, let's have her. I'll try on this necklace.
All right, here you go. And he hands it to you, and in the mindscape, you can attune to things right away. Nowhere else, just the mindscape.
Right.
And you have resistance to psychic damage.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you, then, Draculon. Other question is, you know, people seem awfully interested in the fact that me and my friends here are living souls, and we're in the mind of a soul that you'd like to kind of let pass on. I'm just a little worried, I guess, as to what will happen with us living souls when they pass on.
So, alright, well, I can answer that. You should not naturally be here.
Mm.
Your ability to be here is the unfortunate result of Libellul, the spirit, the demon, whatever we might deign to call him, encroaching on what was left of the mistress. We all lived here in relative peace, but unrest at the fact that the mistress would never be able to cross over, see Jacob, without a proper funeral. In order for that to happen, and I suppose we were being a bit presumptuous. Don't know if you and your friends are interested in anything like that, but once Libellul is gone, be he dead, be he expelled, be control given back to what remains of the mistress's reasoning, then you will leave. This space will cease to be one that you can inhabit. I don't believe that you will die. I will be honest, I'm only as smart as the mistress actually thought that Draculon was. So, give or take, there could be a margin of error. I am the smartest person here, certainly. But you might be, for all I know, very smart. Quickly, what's 570 times 211?
Yeah, nah, I was more of a, humanities type.
Oh,
I
right.
write a paper on that, but not off the top of my head, unfortunately. You have an abacus there. I guess I could use that.
Yeah, sure. He goes to hand it to you. He says, humanities. What did you think of the Shaw and the Papa?
Yeah, it was all right. It was a bit trite, if I had to be honest.
Really?
But yeah.
I am shocked to hear that you think that. I would love to talk your ear off about it for another 3 hours. I'm sure that you would like to move on.
Yeah, I think that Marcus does talk with him about it for maybe a little too long.
Yeah,
but,
and you realize
we can skip over it.
after like 20 minutes of talking
Yeah.
that you are talking about completely different things.
Yeah.
He's talking about a philosophy paper.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a play. Yeah.
There is a play, and that's what you're talking about. That's the.
Right.
It's named after the the paper.
Yeah, gotcha.
And he explains to you that it's from the Third Age when he's from. And then he's like, right. Well. Be sure to read it when you get out. But shall we sally forth? I have a duel to get to. And his magic is one that I can surely tend with by myself, but if you would prefer to help me, I would not say no, but we must go forward, so I'm not asking you to tell me, but...
Yeah, I'd be happy to help there, Draculon, but, I do have my friends around, and they need some help too, I would guess, so...
Sure.
If you think that helping you is the best way forward, then I'd be happy to do that, but if you think that, that perhaps I'm lingering here a bit too long for the taste of the narrative, then I'd be happy to, jump forward.
I will be honest with you. No worries. We duel, we don't duel, either way.
All right. Yeah, I think, I don't want to interrupt with any memories that are scheduled or any of that sort of thing.
That
so
is
maybe
something that happens. I do have my scheduled duel.
Mhm.
Once every month, sort of, things play out again. And today is the last day of the month, and so I will be dueling, but perhaps I don't go. You being here, I get the sense that I can ignore it. Shall we continue?
Yeah, I'd say so. Mookie, are you ready to go? Is there anything here that you need to do?
Yeah, you look over and you see that Mookie is actually leaning into the big chest of coins.
Oh yeah. Didn't take one Mookie for someone who's materialistic like that, but
No,
everyone surprises you.
well, he enjoys the shine of them. Dragalon starts walking over and he says, "Would you care for some drachmas? They're another of my inventions for this place. That, the recreation parchments, a few other things. Would you like some? They're the our mistress was, as all living people are, had a little bit of greed in her. And, I'll be honest, the greed was giving all of us a bit of trouble, and so I broke it down into a currency that can be traded for things, but, we like to be more honest, I think, than even any of us memories were in life."
Yeah, all right. Suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Alright, how many do you ask for?
I'll just have one for the road, bit of a souvenir.
Alrighty, here you go, and he reaches down and he flips it to you, and so it is, it's like hexagonal. It's bigger than a gold coin or a platinum coin would be.
Yeah.
And you see on the head side, it has the same giant woman that you saw in the wedding, and then in the house building processes, but she is in profile, like in a coin. And then on the back end, it is a mountain Bronx.
Nice.
And
Yeah, and sorry, who is this again? I got that she was the mistress, but I like to know people's names personally.
yes, that raises a bit of a problem. We are permitted from saying her name.
Well, that's interesting. Why's that?
When Libelul came, names have a bit of power over one's soul. And he seems very able to interfere in the presence of her name being spoken. And so we have taken to calling her the mistress. Out of respect.
Oh yeah, all right then. Mistress it is.
I could tell you her name, and he would appear, and he would be able to destroy my abode. And
Oh yeah, no, we don't want that. It's a
yes,
nice spot you got here.
yes. So, shall we continue?
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, let's hit the road then.
Alrighty. And he keeps going, and as he goes, he basically is just kind of telling you how, like, him and the mistress were, like, basically research partners for a while before she got married. They were just, like, hammering out a bunch of different magical items. And when he's describing it, you realize that the lanterns in Hallandor, like the street lamps, were actually made by this giant woman.
Oh,
The
wow.
way that they all like are able to burn magically and not use too much oil, so that they don't have to be worked on too often. That was them.
Yeah.
And then you come to a turn in the road in the jungle. And you see there is a very, very large, he's like 7 or 8 feet tall, bald human man in this long, dark brown trench coat. And he is talking to a man with a snake's head. Next to a very large cart. It has a sign in Elven on the side, which Marcus might speak. And then there is a giant horse that is made out of clay. Do you speak Elven?
I do.
Okay. It says the Red Hiss. The horse, look at it. Please make a perception check.
All right. 13.
Okay. You can turn into an earth elemental, right? That's one of your...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is an earth elemental that has been basically polymorph and molded earth, like, simultaneously to turn it into a horse.
Oh, that's cool.
And Draculon is like, one of mine. As you get closer. And he walks up, and he puts his arms out as he approaches. Harold, my dear boy! Good to see you! And he walks up to the man, who turns around, and they go to shake each other's hands. As you approach, can you make a perception check on Harold?
Yes, I can. 27.
Okay, 27. You see that Harold's eyes, he does not have pupils, and his blue irises are slightly larger than they would normally be, and there are moving white clouds in them.
Cool.
Oh, hello. Is this the fourth living soul here? Are you alive? I apologize. I should speak to you directly. That is more polite.
Yeah, hello. I'm Marcus. I'm alive, and this is Barbara. She's also alive.
Oh. Five. I did not realize. Hello. I'm Harold. I am.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Harold. I was warned of you by that demon bloke that Draculon was telling me about.
Libelul.
Yep, I think that's him.
Uh,
I have to warn you. He did give me his blessing. I don't know if that will be a problem with our friendship, but
he takes a step back, but then he steps back in.
yeah.
And then when the thunder sounded, you saw his eyes, the clouds in them went like pitch black.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I am sure that it will not be anything that affects you in the long run. I'm very sorry if it does. Your
Yeah, she'll be all right.
friends are concerned for each other's safety. Um, Marahim has succeeded in killing one of the demon's soul bonds, and that has been good. I think he will be weak because of it.
Yeah, I guess I do have a bit of a question here. Since we're in somebody's mind, does he have two arms? Or what's his arm situation like in here?
One arm.
One arm. Oh, all
And
right.
it's
Yeah.
not the one. It's strange. He has a sword that he is carrying, and it is not on the right side for the arm that he has.
Yeah, that is awfully strange. That's not really a Merahim sort of thing to do. Yeah. Anyways, so he killed one of the Silvons. That's great. What about Althea and Akka? They're doing well.
Yes, Akka is progressing faster through his portion of the mind than
He's very fast. That's true.
he's very fast. Yes, and Althea is in a very sad portion of the mind.
Yeah, she's been having a bit of a rough go.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Are you all right? Do you need any help? Would you like me to tell your friends anything?
Yeah, no, I think I'm all right. I met Mookie here in Draculon. Great blokes. Got to see Pamela. It's been a bit since I've seen Pamela, so that's nice. Yeah, honestly, this has been quite a nice little jaunt. Sorry that your mistress is, not dead, but it seems like an all right place to me.
I'm happy that you are happy, then. I'm glad that you are able to find peace amidst this. I will go and speak to Marahim again. Is there nothing that you wish to tell him?
Yeah, no, I think that, Merahim's got a good head on his shoulders. I think that just keep on keeping on, I guess you could tell him for me.
I will tell him to keep on going, keep on. What does that expression mean?
Yeah, it just means, Merahim, you do you. Just keep on, doing Merahim sort of things, and good luck with that sword. That sort of, yeah, it's kind of all that rolled up into just a bit of a shorter version of it, I'd say.
All right, I will go and speak to him. Thank you. Akka will know if you die, by the way.
Oh, great, yeah.
That seems important. I thought
Okay.
you would want to know.
Yeah, sure. If I do die, is there any way of getting Barbara to Akka?
Yes, if you die, I will come and find you, and I will take Barbara to Akka.
Yeah, all right. Barbara, I don't know if you heard that, but if I die, this bloke Harold here, he's going to take you to Arca, and I'm sure Arca will get you cockroaches and that sort of thing.
Oh, here. And he waves his hand over the terrarium, and there are 5 cockroaches in there that Barbara just starts decimating.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Barbara's a little bit of a pig, so she probably won't say thank you, but yeah, I'll thank
What?
you for her.
Mookie like scoots up and says, "Doesn't look like a pig to me."
Yeah, it's a bit of an expression that we have. You don't have to
I'll
worry about
explain it to him
Mookie.
later. Well,
Great. Yeah, thank you there, Harold.
all right. Thank you. And he opens up a door and steps through it. And
Right then, Draculon. Seemed like a alright bloke, that Herald guy. Not as bad as the uh, Gravedigger warned me of.
yes, well, the gravedigger, as you call him, is a son of a bitch, so stands to reason that his judgment of character would not stand up.
Although I am a bit surprised that Herald here didn't introduce me to his friend, that snake-headed bloke over there.
So, you would like to speak to me? Well, why don't I introduce you to my wares, then, good sir? I've got many a delicacy on board. I've got many a useful thing, a useful item here on the Red Hiss. And he wraps the backhand of his fist against it. And when he does, you see the lettering change to halfling. And then the equivalent of the last S, falls off. Because it is not a well-kept sign, so it just says
Right.
his instead of his.
Awesome.
So, would you perhaps like anything? And you hear a rattling when he moves his head closer to you.
Yeah, Draculon, what do you have to say about this bloke? I'm Marcus, by the way. This is Mookie and Draculon and Barbara.
Hello. I've met all of your friends. Draculon says, "Oh yes, he's all right." Pleasure to meet you. My name is Sinbad. And he does a little...
Sinbad. All right. Yeah, nice to meet you there, Sinbad. Yeah, I guess I could see what you have.
Oh, would you like to see?
Yeah, I just said that, actually. I'd like to see what you
Would you
have.
say it another time?
Yeah, I'd like to see what you have.
Thank you. This is a rule that we created for Sinbad. Before anyone buys anything, looks at anything that he has to confirm that they are agreed upon it 3 times.
3 times? Yeah, powerful number. I understand that.
So, and he lifts up the flap of his tent, and you see it's just junk.
Yeah, right.
He has one lantern that is in good shape, and then the rest of them, it's all just basically it's like the scene at the beginning of Aladdin where Genie's going through all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So, anything catch your eye? And he sort of points at what you see is a glockenspiel that the handle is not even attached to it.
Yeah, nah. I think the real problem here is that I'm a living creature, and these are non-living sort of memory items, and I'm just a bit worried that when I get out of here, that I won't be able to take it with me.
Oh.
Sinbad?
That's a good
So-
point. What if I could ensure you that at least a singular item purchased at this here stall would transport itself out of the mistress's mind? Would that perhaps interest you?
Yeah, that would interest me quite a bit, actually, because I've never had an item that's been a mind item before it was a real item. So I think I'll take that there.
What would you like? You want the glockenspiel?
Yeah, the Glockenspiel,
All
I'd
right,
say.
very well then. Here.
It's, well, then again, it's a bit big for me to carry around.
Oh, that's true. Perhaps you would
so-
like this hand mirror. And he picks up an extremely cracked hand mirror.
Yeah, that seems a bit better for my size. I'll take the hand mirror then. And how much gold would that be?
Gold. I don't deal in gold. I deal in drachma.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I only have one of
Or what
these,
coincidence,
and
the cost of this is 1.5 drachma. Perhaps I could...
Yeah, but I said it.
Perhaps I could take something of yours and take the drachma, and we could call it even Stevens.
Yeah, I kind of like all the things that I have personally. But how about we call it 1 drachma, and I will tell everyone I meet on the outside that I got it from Sinbad's.
This does not seem to be a good deal, and I imagine you know why.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to, kind of pull the wool over your eyes there.
Yes, not very nice. Not entering
No,
into
yeah.
negotiations with a clear conscience there.
Well, I guess we're at a bit of an impasse.
We are
then,
at a bit of an
Stephen.
impasse. I don't know if I want to sell you this mirror. This mirror was a gift from my mother.
Hey, well, then again, Dracula, could I borrow one of your Dracovas?
Do you want that mirror?
Yeah, I think I'd like to buy that mirror.
Well, you can't have it now. It's 7 drachma.
Well, all right then. I guess that's all we have to. That's all we have to say to one another.
Well,
then, Sinbad.
I don't want to sell you my mother's mirror, but perhaps I could sell you my father's mirror. He was a terrible man, and I hated him my entire acquaintance with him. And he lifts up an identical mirror. It's cracked in all of the exact same places.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, back for the price of one drachma. I think I could do that.
My father was a much handsomer man than my mother was beautiful, so this mirror has seen many pretty things. I think a true drachma would still be.
Yeah. So Dragalon, I think I'm back to wanting to borrow that drachma from you, if you don't mind.
Okay. And he opens up his pouch, and you see that he brought along like 50 drachma. He just takes one out and hands it to you.
All right then, 2 drachmas for that your father's mirror, and I think we've got a deal then.
All right. Thank you very much. He reaches out and takes the drachma, hands you the mirror over, and he just kisses the drachmas and says, "You fool, I would have bought it with it for one."
Right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you then, Sinbad. Sorry that I tried to be a bit dishonest earlier, but we ready to go then, Mookie, Draculon?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
All right.
And he starts singing a song as he puts like he like lifts his hands and lets one drachma fall in at a time, but it's just 2, so he's going back and forth really quickly. But you continue on through the jungle.
Great.
So the history of this jungle is actually quite interesting. You see, there was a king.
Before you get to that, Draculon, I just was wondering, what do you think the chances of me actually keeping this mirror is?
I mean, I think that it's at least 70%.
70%? All right. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. Sorry I interrupted you about the history of the jungle.
Oh, hey. So the history of the jungle is quite interesting. There was a king who lived here, in the real world, I should say, about 200 years before the mistress and I came to be here. We found it all very interesting. We thought that, this king fellow seemed like an interesting person, because what he would do is he would get all of his guards would come around, and they would kneel before his, and when he says his, a javelin whirls past Draculon's face. And down from the trees, you see a pair of human-sized men come down, but they are wearing dragonfly armor. Like, it is this interlocking plate that seems like chitinous, and it's like reflective, like a dragonfly's body. Cool. And then they have dragonfly wings. And one of them, who just threw a javelin, he just sort of closes his hand, and this sort of like bone spear, kind of like a harpoon shape, just reappears in his hand. And then the other one steps forward, and he has his own like that, and he levels it down with 2 hands, and they open their mouth and just make like insect noises, like not trying to be intelligible, just like kind of roaring at you, but unable to do anything. Right. And you see that their canine teeth are like mandibles.
Awesome.
And roll initiative, please.
At 21.
21. All right. This is your reward for talking to several NPCs. Is getting to fight these dragonfly gentlemen. Okay. Then it is your turn first.
right. Guess that with my bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on my walking stick, and I will and then I will say, "You all right then, Barbara? We don't get to hang out too often. I feel a little closer to you. Maybe you'd like to be a bit bigger, have a bigger snack than some of those cockroaches you've had." And I'll cast Giant Insect with my standard action. And trying to see when their initiative is. Is it next turn, or is it on the turn that it's...
They act on your turn each round.
They act on your turn each round. Okay. All right. So if that is the case, then let me find the character sheet for the giant scorpion.
I've got it up. I'll put it in the thing, I think.
I've got it here too. Okay, so they have speed of 40. So Barbo would be able to get to here, and she will hold her action to attack if either creature gets close enough to.
Yeah, looking at the giant scorpion, holy shit, Barbara rules.
Yeah, isn't that really powerful?
Yeah. I can see why it's like 10 centipedes, 5 something else, 3 something else, 1 giant scorpion.
1 giant scorpion, yeah.
Okay, and that's your turn?
Yeah, I think I'll also take some movement forward. Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Draculon, you see him beginning to move, and he touches his chest and like whispers something, it seems, and then he just throws his hand out towards Mookie and says, "All right then, dear boy, time to shed ancestry and all that." And you watch as Mookie polymorphs into a direwolf.
Nice.
And then Draculon is back behind a tree. Okay. And next up, it is going to be both of the dragonfly soldiers' turns. And so you watch as one of them basically does like hovers, like his wings start to flutter and he just hovers. And he's in sort of like a Superman pose when he does it, where like his chest is facing the ground so that he is like, and his legs are together like the long back section of a dragonfly. And then he just sort of like rolls around Barbara and lands and is going to try and just stab you two-handed with his spear. It is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. And to hit, he does... you take 11 points of piercing damage. And then he is going to try to stab you again. And that is a 12.
Misses.
Okay. And once he does, he goes... And then he sort of does like a flourish with his spear, so that it is in front of him with like both of his hands at a certain distance, so that it's more kind of like a bow staff, kind of. And then that is his turn. The other one is going to fly above Barbara. So he is still in the air. And he is going to throw his spear down at Barbara. And let's see if he can hit. That is a 15, which just hits.
Yep, that hits.
Ah! No, my D8. That'll play. So Barbara will take 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then he will throw his second one as it just reappears in his hand. He's going to turn and try and throw it at you. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
That is 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And okay, then it is going to be Mookie's turn. Mookie is going to run up, and I'm going to use your direwolf sheet.
Nice.
Do I actually
Yeah.
have that? Yes, I do.
You should. Yeah.
As Mookie just runs up and seems to... he is going to roll with advantage because he has pack tactics because of you. Well, 13 and 13 miss.
Bummer.
Okay. And he misses, and that is going to be Mookie's turn, and it is now your turn.
All right, I'll go ahead and do Barbara first. Barbara's gonna take a 5-foot step over here, and will use her multi-attack to attack with her claws and her sting. It shouldn't be an advantage, so that's an 18 to hit. And then a 17 to hit with the claws.
Okay. Yeah, the 18 and the 17 will both hit.
Okay. So I'm not sure. Oh, that was for the if it crit.
So it's
I'll
4.
just
So it's 4, and then no, or is it? I don't know how their damage.
yeah.
works,
I'll
sorry.
just roll it. I'll just roll it again. Like it doesn't. Okay, so it'll be the 10 and the 14.
Okay. Yeah. He takes that damage, and he does not look happy about it, because that is what? That's 24 damage.
Yeah, and they have to roll. They're grappled, because the claws reach forward and grapple the creature.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then Barbara's stinger will strike the grappled creature, or attempt to, for an 8, and I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
miss.
He just sort of ducks his head down, getting away.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if my dog's
And
gonna
then-
go outside. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Back at it.
And they need to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw because of the sting. Oh, it missed, so they don't need to. Never mind. And then for my action, I will just try to hit him with the Shillelagh quarterstaff.
Yeah.
That's 20 to hit,
20 will hit.
and it'll be 6 points of bludgeoning damage in the bum.
Yeah. And this guy is bloodied.
Nice. And that's my turn.
Okay. Then next up, it is Draculon's turn. He is going to rush out right here, and he just holds up his hand, and he casts Magic Missile. So you just watch as, and you see that it is actually one red, one orange, one yellow, and then one green Magic Missile, each come out and hit the dragonfly right in front of you.
Nice.
Doing 16 points of damage total. Yeah, he is not quite like last legs, but he's not looking good. And then he is going to just start back. And then it is the dragonfly's turns. The one who is flying is going to circle to here. Is going to throw one spear at Draculon. You don't see what happens, but you hear "Ah!" And then does a 16 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that Marcus had higher AC. You will take 9 points of piercing damage as he turns, and the harpoon just kind of takes you through the back of the leg. And then you feel it
Nice.
get wrenched out. The other one is going to turn and try to attack Mookie. He does. Mookie remains a wolf for now. And then is going to turn and attack you. That is a 10. Which I believe will
and
miss.
this is
Okay. Then it is Mookie's turn. Let's see if Mookie can do it this time. I sure hope so. 16 misses. So Mookie
Oh, man.
tries to grab at it with his claws, but you watch he hits it, and then it just sort of slides off with how sleek the armor is.
Yeah.
And okay, now it is your turn again.
Okay. I'll start with the shillelagh this time. It's a 21 to hit,
21 will hit, yes.
and that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, you make that contact, 10 points of damage. He is looking very fucked up now.
Okay. And I think that Barbara will then try to finish him off. So, 9 to hit, 23 to hit, and a 16 to hit. So I think only the 23 hits out of those.
23 will hit.
For 18 points of
Yeah,
damage.
18 is enough to put this Dragonfly Guard down.
Nice.
Well, they're Draco Guards, but that's my name for it.
Yeah. And then Barbara will skitter underneath of the flying creature.
Oh, can I tell you what Barbara does as she goes, though?
Yes.
She eats him.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna have her do that. At the
Oh,
end,
sorry.
but yeah, even better. Yeah.
I was just going to be that basically once she has him, she like has him wrapped in her tail so that he's dangling in
Yeah.
front of her, and she's just snipping off parts of
Awesome.
him and dragging it in.
Yeah. I think that's what she does with the rest of her turn. Like she still has part of him in her like claws, and she's just like snapping at it while she's yeah. And then I am going to go 10 feet further. I have 20 feet of movement left. I'm wondering, Ben, if there's a way I can get on top of Barbara's back here with the rest of my movement.
How much movement do you have left?
I have 20 feet of movement
Yeah,
left.
and as a giant scorpion, she's probably like Attack of the Titans big. So yeah, I'd say you can climb up her.
Okay.
Are there giant scorpions, or is that in Jason the Argonauts? I don't know. I don't remember. You can climb up.
Okay, awesome. Can you send the scorpion token to the back?
Yes. Okay, so you are on top of Barbara. For Draculon's turn, he is going to run to here, and then he is going to send another magic missile up at this one. This time it is 5 magic missiles. And it does... 16 points of damage to him this time, which I think is the same as it did last time.
Yeah.
So not as good. Which puts it at what? I hate doing math when it's visible. It's much quicker to track it on the tokens because it's easier to contextualize individuals, but that means that people get to see me subtract in real time.
So if you use the token hit bar, you can just do minus whatever it is, and it'll subtract it for you.
Oh. Well. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it is now his turn. I'm shocked. I'm looking for it now. I'm sorry. It's his turn. He is going to try and fly a little bit lower and try and stab you, like directly in the stomach. He got another 10, and then he's just going to try and follow it through with a second one. That is a 17.
Okay, 17 hits.
Okay. That is 8, 3... you take 14 points of piercing damage.
Oof. I am bloodied.
And then he is going to try and fly up, which means he will be flying out of your and Barbara's range.
Okay. I will try to hit with Shillelagh then. It's a 19 to hit. And Barbara will attempt to hit with her stinger. That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, with a 18, that'll hit. So you both have hit. Wow.
Well, so the poison is only if they fail the Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Which is a 12.
Yep.
Natural 3. He fails. So
Are they immune to
he
poison?
is not.
Okay. Oh, wow.
12 plus 16 is 28.
It's 36 total.
Thank you. Meaning this guy is now bloodied. And pretty close to being like fucked up, too.
Yeah.
Which is a good attack of opportunity from the two of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me put you back down. There we go. And okay, next up it is Mookie's turn. Mookie comes over here. He's smarter as a direwolf. So he is basically taking the dodge action.
Yeah.
And now it is your turn.
Okay. About how high up in the air is the creature?
So Barbara is like, I would say like 5 feet at her tallest if you're standing on like her carapace.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
I would say that he is flying like 15 feet up. So he is just out of her
Okay.
stinger range right now.
Right. All right. I don't know if this will work or not, but I'm going to say, yeah, Barbara, I know that we can't quite reach that bloke up there, but I'd like to get it down for you to have another snack. Mind if I climb up your tail there and try to, kind of extend your stinger a bit with my shillelagh? And I'm going to try to climb up the stinger with my movement and let her flail me towards the creature. I don't know. If
No,
it'll
she
work, but-
she curls her her leg around you, and sort
Yeah.
of flings you up at him. Make an attack. Make an attack with Barbara, and then that'll affect your attack roll. So she won't be like damaging him, but it'll change how
Right.
yours works.
It'll be like to hit. Yeah, sure. Okay. So that would be a 19 from her.
Okay, so you will definitely make contact with him. Can you still make an attack roll with advantage?
Yeah, that isn't with advantage though. So I'll roll again. Natural 20.
All right. So she gave you advantage by basically just putting you squarely in front of him.
Yeah, awesome. And I just bring the shillelagh quarterstaff right into the center of the carapace.
Okay.
Of the flying creature.
And then she just, without you really thinking, basically takes her next 2 attacks. So can you make 2 more attacks? These without advantage. As she's basically just bashing you.
Mm-hmm. She only gets 1 stinger attack. If
I think in the dream world she gets 3.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so that would be a 16 and a 21.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. These were just for
And-
your shillelagh. Like she is like getting you
Oh,
at
I
the
see what
same
you're
point,
saying.
and it's just you
Yeah,
seeing
right.
if you hit.
So that would be a 15 to hit and a 25 to
Okay,
hit.
the 25 will hit.
All
I
right.
just got very southern.
That's another 11 points of
All right.
damage.
Yeah, he is looking fucked up. It is now Draculon's turn, and he says, "Would you like me to finish it, old boy?"
Yeah, well, let's just get rid of this bloke here.
All right. And he points. It looks like he's holding like a pantomimed crossbow. And then you just see forming where like a bolt in a crossbow would be. You see this great big arrow made out of acid. And then it just flies up and pierces this thing right where you had been hitting it. and like
Nice.
goes through it, and the thing like cries out in pain and starts to fall as its body is like eaten away. And he goes, "Oh, Barbara, please!" And you see Barbara like skitters out of the way as this guy falls to the ground dead.
And I'm like flailing back and forth as I'm holding onto Barbara's tail, I guess, when Barbara skitters away. I'll say, yeah, Mookie, you might want to take a step back here. Barbara gets a bit hungry, a bit wild when she's eating. Don't want to... Yeah, you too, Draculon. And I realized I should have been rolling concentration every time I got hit, but I just realized that now.
In the
so
rest of the
sorry.
dream world, you will.
Yeah. But I would end the concentration on Big Barbara at that point.
Okay. And you see Draculon basically just gets on top of Mookie. And he's like, "Oh, I thought we were going to..." "Oh, all right." He gets off and he says, "Mookie, back to seal." And the wolf slowly de-shapes, shrinking down, and then you see Mookie returning as the fur becomes gray and speckled and shorter.
Nice. Yeah, sorry about that. I can only make Barbara big for about 10 minutes there, so wouldn't get too far riding on her
Right.
back.
Hey, I understand.
Yeah, so you were talking about the history of the jungle?
Yes, there was a king who was named... his name was... What was his name? Mookie, do you remember his name? I've told you this before. Mookie just kind of shrugs as a seal. I could swear that I knew his name. Oh. This is embarrassing. I usually remember this sort of thing. Oh, his name was Elvin. And it meant... actually meant his name. That's why it was giving me trouble.
Yeah, it's a bit
Yes,
confusing.
his name was Heldia.
Elia?
Yes. And
Alright then.
his name meant his name. It's very embarrassing. Often in elvish conversations, when I was speaking to elves, they would be like, "What's his name?" And I would say Heldia, and they would say, "No, yes, that's what I want to know." is
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name. And well, there was certainly air on my face when I was talking about his name.
Yeah, there's actually a joke like that in the play that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hope it was good. Oh no. I've shrunken the wrong part of the mindscape there, Marcus.
Are you still there?
I'm still here, don't worry. And you feel like you have done your I mean, Barbara has devoured those things before she shrinks back to normal size. Seems like Barbara is really happy now. She seems like full. Like she wouldn't even want a cockroach if it was offered. That's not true. She'd want a spider if it was offered.
Yeah, sure.
But she, like, I think the last of your current speak with animals is just kind of her, like, settling into her sand and going,
Nice. You alright then, Draculon? Where are we headed to next?
Well, up ahead is the location of my duel.
Might as well while we're here.
Certainly. And not far past that is the point that I cannot go beyond. So ultimately, it's nothing if you decide to continue on past the duel. I suppose there's no turning back if I go forward. So once the duel has started, if you would like to slip away, that is a choice of yours. You can go forward, and you will find your way to the staircase. At the end of the staircases, there shall be another door. Your doors will be openable in order if there were 4 of you. That's very pleasant. Well, there's 5 of you. I don't know if there will be a 5th smaller door for Barbara. And Barbara, I hope that you weren't offended by my asking about your situation. It's simply that I knew a number of mothers named Barbara, and I had thought that perhaps you would have had your own eggs, and I hope dearly that I have not offended you. But, as I said, if we continue, I shall duel. Feel free to continue past myself.
All right. Quick question there for you. Do you think we have enough time to have a bit of a breather here?
Oh, of course, yes.
Kind of chill out for about an hour.
Yes. And actually, you suddenly realize that you know what your blessing is. And I did not explain it to you, so that was my fault. As an action, you can use up to 3 hit dice to
Interesting.
regain health.
I think that I would choose to take the short rest normally.
Okay.
If like Draculon did indicate that we wouldn't be like sucked forward in time or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, and he does. And he's like, oh yes, no hurry, no hurry. I can continue to tell you about his name. So the thing that was really interesting about him, and then you can roll your hit dice.
Yeah. Sounds good.
At one point, though, while you are resting, you notice that there is a ladybug crawling sort of close to your hand. Seems like it's gonna pass over your hand. Just like walk across the path of it. You can re-roll that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will cast Speak with Animals then, and say, "Oh, hello. Wasn't really expecting to see too many creatures here. I'm Marcus. This is Barbara. Probably want to stay away from her. She's a bit full, but you seem like her type of food. This is Draculon over here, and Mookie.
Oh wow, Draculon? The Draculon?
Yeah. Hey, Draculon, yeah, this ladybug seems to be a bit of a fan of you.
Oh, hello. He waves at the ladybug.
Draculon says hello. I don't know if you can
Oh, he said
understand
hello
him.
to me?
Yeah, to you. right to you.
Wow. I'm gonna tell everybody I know that I met Draculon. This is amazing.
Yeah. Go on then. What are you doing here? You bit of a memory yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a memory of a ladybug that the mistress knew. Well, I don't
That's
know if
nice.
she knew the ladybug, but like that she saw, you know. It's like when you
Yeah,
have a
sure.
dream, you know, sometimes you see stuff that you saw. That's what I am.
Well, that's great then. What's your name?
I don't have one.
You don't have a name, yeah. Would you like a name?
I'd love a name.
You're all right with just, yeah. Draculon, this ladybug here is big fan. Like a name? Do you have a name for her?
Well, I'm a bit partial right at the moment to his. It's like his name, but shortened. It's a
His
bit
na-
more,
ye-
you know,
right.
casual. He like
Yeah.
winks
Yes.
at you and points when he says casual.
Yeah, Draculon here wants to call you his. What do you think about that kind of
Oh,
name?
that's the name of the forest. That's nice.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So, all right, his. Nice to meet you. Do you have any messages for Draculon?
No.
Yeah, Draculon, can you like sign from something for this ladybug? Take back to ladybug friends,
I
other memories.
suppose that I could. And he takes it.
Maybe something ladybug sized.
He says, yes, I once, you know, I lived in Shuhon for a time, and that's what it's called now, correct? It had
Yeah,
a
I'd say
Different
so.
name when I was... Not when I was alive, but you understand. And I was there once and I saw a man write my name on a little piece of rice. Isn't that lovely? I can't do that.
Yeah, that's
But
beautiful.
what I can do is write something normal and then shrink it. So that's what I'll do. And he takes out a piece of parchment and starts writing his name. And by this point, the ladybug has reached your hand. And when she crawls across it, you begin to see another ghostly memory. And you see the mistress, the giantess woman, and her husband Jacob, and they seem to be at a kind of like a ceremony, and you realize that it is the wedding of their son to another giant, to a giantess. And they are all singing a song together, like all of the guests. Not Jacob and not the mistress, but they are smiling and watching. And basically, the song is like it's like a kind of the rhythm of it is like a football hooligan song.
Yeah.
Like it seems to be mostly like the groomsmen are leading, and it's like our man, our man, our man. Yes, he is our man. Who is it? Well, I tell you, it's his. And they point at or it's we're who. I'll tell you, we are his. That's the end of it. Sorry. And they point at him when they say it, and you see he is drunk out of his mind, as is his bride.
Nice.
And then you see, you actually notice that Jacob is like trying to stay awake, and then the ghostly images all fade.
And that's like in my hand that I'm.
It's like
seeing
all
this?
around you. It's like
Oh, it's all
in
around,
like
okay,
real
yeah.
space. It's like you're sitting
Gotcha.
on the floor at the wedding.
In that
Yeah.
space. Yeah, gotcha.
And then when she crawls over and gets closer to Draculon, you see he has a parchment, and he shrinks it down into a minuscule size and like holds it out to her.
Yeah, here's so this is Draculon's signature. You can kind of take it as a keepsake. Show your friends.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm going to show it to everyone I know.
Yeah, good on you then.
Hey, Mookie,
Good.
have you seen this? And Mookie goes, "Whoa, you got Draculon's signature?" But yeah, it seems like Draculon is actually starting to get like a little spacey, weirdly.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of like he's talking, but he's not really talking about anything.
Sure.
He's just sort of talking loops, and the ladybug sort of walks on.
All right, nice to meet you then. Here's
Oh, nice to meet you.
Barbara. Just want to say, real good not eating our new friend there. Real proud of you.
I have dragonfly inside of me.
Yeah, and then I think the rest of the hour passes listening to Draculon, and I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, and Mookie spends most of it like on his back, and then when he thinks that the conversation's gonna turn to something that he could talk about, he'll like do the seal thing where they pop up, and then it goes back down.
Nice.
Okay, and you see that you have the opportunity to continue. And as you are walking, you start to see more of those trees that have been sort of chunks are just taken out of them. And Draculon is like kind of gathering himself. All right. Well, we
You a bit nervous there, Draculon? This duel?
yes, but as I say, it happens once a month. So it's
Yeah, and you normally win it, right?
no,
No, you don't normally win it?
I die.
Oh, Draculon.
Yes.
Well, you sure you don't want me to stick around and, contend the tides this time? Me and Mookie here?
Would you be inclined to do that? I know that you have things to do. You need to go to your friends, and since you need to do that, you don't. I would understand if you don't have time.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're good friends now, Draculon. I'd hate to see you die. It's awfully grim.
All right. Then I thank you because I will let you in on a little secret about me. I do not like dying.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too nice.
It's not fun. It hurts every time. Once a month, I walk to this part of the jungle and I just am in incredible pain for an hour. He leaves me there to die
Yeah,
for an hour.
it really seems like the worst part of your month.
It
then.
is the worst part of my month. Back. Not. I mean, like I have memories of being a person, and then I would walk
Uh-huh.
around and, I would be upset. I have to go and meet with a person I don't really want to speak to. Now I have to do that, and at the end I die. So
Right, right. Yeah, I know sometimes I'm like, oh, I'd rather die than go do that. But you probably you've learned that that might not be the best
no,
thing.
I would.
Best
I would
alternative.
very happily sort through my rubbish before doing
Yeah, right.
this. So thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, any time.
And you find yourself slowly getting close to what you see is basically like a sandbag barricade. And you can see there's like a little bit of a marshy sort of low mud river going
Mhm.
through, and then on the other side you see there's another barricade. And when you approach, someone pokes his head up the other side and says, "Is that Damus? No, wait, I'm Damus. Is that Draculon?" Indeed it is. Hello. Are you ready then? I suppose. And he looks down at you and says, "You're sure?"
Oh yeah, no worries. Is there sort of a strategy that he likes to do? I imagine it's about the same every
Yes,
time.
well, this is going to be literally the only time that either of us can do anything different. So, you know, there's a good chance he's going to pull out some tricks that I haven't seen before. But,
Oh yeah.
I mean, mostly what we've been doing so far is just throwing spells across the gap. And
Hmm.
eventually he breaks in my barricade, and then I die. So, the next spell comes in, kills me. So if we can do something to get rid of his barricade very quickly, or just if we can hit him instead of the bags, then, I would certainly be very happy.
Oh yeah, no worries. I think I got it actually. Hello, I'm Marcus. I think you're gonna die this time. And then I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth underneath of the barricade.
Okay. Oh, zones! Yeah, he fails his dexterity saving throw. um, and difficult terrain, and I think you've moved the bags around because there was an explosion underneath the ground.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
I was aiming for underneath the barricade more than him even. So yeah,
Sure.
but I guess it's a 20-foot cube, so it would hit him
Yeah.
too.
Go ahead and roll
So
that
that's-
damage.
3d12. It's 21.
Okay, 21 points of damage. Yeah, he's bloodied.
Nice.
Uh,
And I'm standing on top of the barricade there, by the way, then. So I'm definitely open to...
yeah. Well, hey, roll initiative, please.
Yep. 9.
Okay. 9. Well, good news. Damus is only at a 10. Dracon is at an 18. 10 for Mookie. So Mookie will go second on that block because he is a seal. Okay, so the battle starts, and basically Draculon just jumps up next to you and says, "Ha! Hey, twat!" And he just holds out his hand and casts lightning bolt at him. And as the lightning bolt goes towards him and basically makes contact, he says, "Living friend." And so let's see if Damus can save or if he dies. Okay, he saves. These are two wizards. They're not. They don't last very long.
Right, right.
Okay. Damus is barely hanging on. So it is now his turn, and he is going to raise his hand above his head, and this massive churning fireball appears, and he is going to throw it down at you. Right here. So I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. I'm not going to kill a seal on the stream, so Mookie is fine.
Okay, good. It's a 12.
Okay, you and Draculon both fail. So you will each take 37 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Gods! And Draculon is bloodied. And yeah, and now it is your turn. Damus looks like, death's door.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also bloodied. Yeah, I guess I'll just do another. Yeah, I'll just do another erupting earth. That's really the only long range spell I have right now. So, I think that with the rest of the boulders that are upturned, I guess right behind them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a DC 17.
Okay, he fails. How do the boulders just crush him? Describe the scene of this guy dying for the first time in 400 years of replaying this 12 times every year.
Right. Yeah, I think that the boulders are already kind of upturned and loose on the surface, and he is trying to push out of the difficult terrain, and in that process, he sets a couple of them loose so that they start to roll towards him, and then that's when I step forward and cast the spell again, and they erupt in a geyser of earth into the sky, bringing him up and kind of churning him in a pulpy mess.
Yeah, and when he falls back, Draculon goes, "Ha! And now who's second rate? Damus?"
Yeah, I'd say it's him.
It's him, yes. Well, and what's good is you didn't even get to the point when he pulled out his staff, so that's good.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
so.
the part when I die.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty big fireball there, so...
Yes, certainly. And he stole one of my staves and used it to kill me. So now...
Oh, Draculon, I'm sorry to hear that. That's real bad.
It's all right. Playing it over and over again, the realization that I just didn't close one of the doors in my tower, which resulted in my death, fairly upsetting.
Yeah, that's got a sting, I'd say.
Yes, but the moment that you destroyed that barricade, and I realized what was about to happen, I don't want to say that it made up for dying hundreds and hundreds of times over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But it certainly made me feel better. And
we got him this time,
we got
Draculon.
him this time. And who knows, maybe next time. But hopefully. And he looks at you and he smiles. And it's the first time that he's smiled and it doesn't seem like he's kind of posing. Hopefully this
Right.
is the last time. In which case, and he spits on the ground. And you actually see that behind Dracula, well, not behind Damus, there is a silver door.
Draculon, it's been a real pleasure meeting you. You want to just have about an hour chat?
Oh, of course. I feel much more relaxed. I can tell you all about his and his forest. And Mookie comes over and says,
wonderful.
"What if I told you?"
Yeah, Mookie, why don't you tell me a bit about that endless sea out there?
Oh, it's real fucking weird. There's no fish in it unless I start to think about fish, which is kind of upsetting. Which I don't know. I don't think about it all the time, and then I'll be hungry, and I think, man, I wish there were some fish here, but that's not me conceptualizing fish, so they don't actually appear. And then I have to get to a point when I remember it, and Draculon says, "Mookie, why don't you cover your ears?" And Mookie puts his flippers over his ears. He says, I've been trying to deduce why Mookie is able to converse with the other soul bonds while they aren't able to converse with each other. And I think I've just made the realization. He's not smart enough to think that he can't. What a pleasant thing for Mookie.
I think Mookie's got it figured out, I'd say.
Well, I mean, he just swims in the ocean, eats fish, and then comes and spends time with me in the tower. It's a pretty good life.
Yeah, that's the dream, right?
I should say so. And he waves a hand in front of Mookie, and Mookie looks up at him, and he like does his own earmuffs and then takes them off. And Mookie answers, "But it means that I can eat whatever type of fish that I want. I hope you don't mind, but I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna try to eat a jellyfish. Pamela's my friend, but I did get a little curious."
Yeah, I'd say that's probably not the best idea there, Mookie, because they can kind of sting you. But with that being said, if you haven't eaten one before, then go for it. I'm all for new experiences.
Maybe I'll wait till the end of the month to do it.
All right then. Well, real pleasure meeting you blokes. Just the tops. Barbara, I'm sure if she could say so, she'd say the same thing. I think I'm going to go help my other friends. That's all right?
Of course.
Yeah, all right. And how would you recommend me get across this chasm sludge sort of deal?
Here you go. And he casts Levitate. And scoots you across.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Sweet ass. All right. See you, fellas. Barbara, why don't you wave goodbye?
The stinger...
Right, Barbara's waving goodbye. I don't know if you can see her.
The stinger bounces. They can't see her, and Barbara just bounces her stinger. Yeah. Did you want this? And he lifts the necklace.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh wait, you took it already. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I took it.
Thank you for being willing to cover my ass there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well,
yeah, I didn't remember giving it back to you, but I'll take it now.
It was when we were talking, and you just said, and I said, "Can I see that?"
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'll just grab it then. I'll always remember you, along with this Sinbad mirror. Anyways, nice to meet you blokes.
Mookie
Gonna head
waves
on
his flipper.
out this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be waving while I walk through.
And walk through, you do. And you are the last of the four to walk through. But as you open the door into this strange space, you hear Akka as he says,
I'll never forget you. Mask. You're the only one that watched me beat off the troll.
Okay. I need to figure out why Roll20 is echoing all the time. But you walk into this room where you all are on these staircases at different levels, but you can see each other and you actually hear each other. You can see each other's physical staircases. And just like Draculon said, you see that there is a door in front of everyone. And each of those doors are divided into 4 segments. And on each of those segments, there is a doorknob. Well, on one segment for each person. For Marahims, it is first. For Akka, it is second. For you, it is third. And then for Althea, it is fourth. And that will do it for Marcus going solo.
Nice.
All right. Back immediately now. Back to everyone.